from Stargaze, Nova Scotia at sunset. And it is very peaceful here. That's my son up front. And this is just an iPhone 11, old iPhone. There's actually a crack in the camera lens that you can't see. And we're pretty far from the cell tower. So not sure how well this is coming through, but I hope everyone's having a great evening. And yeah, it's absolutely beautiful out here. I hear a car in the distance, and there's a game that I always used to play when I was out here on the water, and I might play it here tonight. And what I like to do is snap my fingers just like this. And I like to see how quietly I can snap my fingers and still hear the distant echo. And so here we are in the middle of Big Lake, and this is actually the small portion of Big Lake. Stargaze, Nova Scotia is right here, and so the telescopes in the future will go on top of the rise, and that's something we're working on right now. Tonight should be an okay night for observing. Looks like these clouds are going away. And Isaac's doing a great job canoeing there. And yeah, so I can see your comments. I saw one or two pop up there. And so if you're online, please say hi. This is John talking here. I'll see if I can flip around. The sun's shining on my face, so it probably should look all right. There we go. Yeah, so Stargaze Nova Scotia is right here. Again, that's my observing spot up on the hill there. And it is just about 8:40 here in Nova Scotia on eastern Canada. And this is pretty typical. So I don't know how many lakes Nova Scotia has, but when you're flying over it in an airplane, you can just see it's speckled with lakes, almost like polka dots. And it's especially nice at sunset, even if you're flying over. So I'll turn this around so you can see that sunset. There we go. You can probably hear that car in the distance, but when we're near the shore, all we can hear are frogs. So I don't think there's any fish in this lake. Not any big ones anyway. Apparently we're allowed to stock it, but I don't know how long that would take or what the rules are there. But yeah, so we've got a big project that we're working on here at Stargaze Nova Scotia. And some of my followers know, especially the folks on Patreon, is that we're taking over the Abbey Ridge Observatory. If you can Google that. And one of our tasks is that we need to move it. So we need to move this observatory with 10-foot dome in the building. And we need to move that observatory here to Stargaze Nova Scotia. So it's going to go up on the hill over there. And it's been quite a project. So currently we've been through about 7 or 8 months of permits and stuff with the city, the architect, and so we have permission to build it. And the full development agreement will probably take a few years before we can have big events there, but we can put the observatory there. And we have been spending the last few days making the forms for it. So we've got the telescope and the pier and the mount taken out of the old observatory in Stillwater Lake, Nova Scotia, which is about 10 miles over there. And so we've got the framing done for the pier. So we have some rebar work to do, and then we need to call in the concrete guys. It's actually pretty comical, and you'll see some pictures later on. We had to pick up a pier from the concrete store, and they only sold it in 10-foot length, so 2 feet wide, 12 feet long. It's a pretty crazy pier coming out of the back of the truck and seeing it beside the observatory build site, which is all framed out, waiting for that concrete. And so the pier will be about 5 feet high, 2 feet wide, and that'll weigh probably 2,500 pounds or so. And we're putting it right on. You can see that it's almost all granite here, and the trees are just sort of poking up around this rock. And yeah, greetings from someone's from Mexico, Diego. Fantastic. I was in Mexico a few months ago with my father-in-law's timeshare there that he shares with us about once a year. That is not Mrs. Stargaze, that is Isaac. Isaac, you want to turn around and say hi? Got 8 or 10 people watching here. And so around the corner here is the Big Lake, part of Big Lake. I was curious if you could actually land an airplane in here, maybe in an emergency. So I think the lake is about maybe a mile or two long in total from back in here all the way down. And so over here is where you go to about maybe 500 meters that way, you'll have your first home along the lake. There's the camp in the woods up here. So, yeah. So Isaac, you're doing great there, bud. Keeping us pointed headed northwest here in the canoe. And we've got some buoys out here. I've never seen a speedboat here, but we do have some buoys warning about the rocks under the lake. I'm assuming it's pretty deep here. Don't see any fish jumping. We've got Old Bill. Says, looks lovely. Headed down to New Brunswick and Nova Scotia next week from Ontario. Ontario has some great lakes, wonderful lakes. Nova Scotia, they're mostly undeveloped. So we have a lot of people moving here from Ontario just to sort of capture some of this. Let me flip around again. Oh, there we go. One of these days I'm going to drop the phone in the lake, but that wouldn't be the end of the world. This phone is 4 or 5 years old now, and getting kind of slow, but it's still, hopefully the stream is coming through okay for you guys. We're in the middle of the wilderness. That's kind of impressive. There we go, getting darker. There's no filter on here, even though there's a button here that says I can add filters. And we can add bubbles. There you go. There's our filter. But this is exactly what it looks like with my eye. So you can see all the airplanes going over. You got one right there. As we're right under the flight path, New York to London, sort of all goes over us right here in Eastern Canada. So we just got a new cell tower, and we thought it was going to be disruptive. But I've actually found it really nice because it gives us a target to align our finder scopes to. And the light is not that bad at all. So I don't know if, Isaac, if you want to paddle on that side for a minute and flip us around, we can, just pick a side, because I can't turn my body enough to really get the full 360 here. All right. So as we turn around, you're going to see another single-family dwelling in the distance. Keep going, bud. I'm going to do a 360 here, and I'll see if we can see the cell tower and stuff. No, it is complete. Again, this is Stargaze, Nova Scotia. Yeah, we got constellation of dragonflies. That's interesting. Not sure those are dragonflies. Something else. Yeah, so we got these rises here, and that's where Stargaze, Nova Scotia. There's Prospect Road, so this is the road to Peggy's Cove. So if you Google Peggy's Cove is about 2 kilometers, 5 kilometers that way as the crow flies. And so there's these rolly hills like this, and they tend to knock out the fog. So the fog doesn't really get to us. The city is this way, so we have a light dome, so that goes about like this in the sky. So if you're pointing your telescope over there, it's a little light polluted, but up here tonight, in about an hour and a half here, the Milky Way will just rise up right there, which is really beautiful. You can see how ridiculously still this water is. The only waves are us. There's that airplane. So, okay, Isaac, see if you can take us down here, this way, and we'll do our echo trick. See how quietly we can snap our fingers and hear our echo as soon as that car in the distance passes. It's amazing that you can see. Oh yeah, and Dave Chapman is online. Oh, there's our cell tower. See, it's right here. Boop. And so I've been using that to align the finder scopes and telescope. I think we used that in our latest video too, and we did the Virtuoso telescope. We used the cell tower right there to align the finder. Okay. Yeah, so the almost full moon should be rising over there, opposite the sun, which is just about to set. It's getting even more colorful here. It is, isn't it, bud?
Yeah.
I don't know if you can hear the birds chirping in the video, but it's weird. We almost hear a car from this direction, but the road is several miles away that way. So it's just, the sound is just really traveling. Okay, so there's a rock cliff over here, and that's what we've been bouncing our echoes off of. So Isaac, put the paddle down on the canoe. Here, do you want to try a loud echo? Ah, Dave points out we are in the land of the Mi'kmaq people, and it is the birds shredding feathers moon tonight. Okay, so clap your hands and see if you can get an echo there, bud. Oh, I heard your, that was like a sweater clap. Here, let me try to snap. You hear it? I could hear it. You hear the echo? Oh, not that time. Oh, I'm losing my snapping ability here. Oh, we've got another car in the distance that's killing our echo. Yes, miles or kilometers. I don't know. I guess I shouldn't use them interchangeably. See, over there is Big Lake Lodge, and that used to be a lodge, like a motel with about 8 rooms. And unfortunately, they kept their parking lot light. And the light was put in there by the highways people. It's not the city, we called them, and the owner doesn't know how to get rid of it either. And so if you're on a lot of our property up here, it creates a light dome above the little hotel thing, and we can't see the northern lights if you're on this side of the property. Now, I haven't seen them visually from our property at all, but if there was a night where it was strong, then you would have to be on this side of our property away from that building to be able to see them. All right. Isaac, you want to paddle around so we're facing the sunset again? Here, I'll probably be able to selfie with the sunset here. No, it's overexposed. Oh, there we go. Just got to move my big fat head. There. Oh, getting there. Hello, astronomer. Okay. Isaac, you're doing such a great job paddling, dude. The bugs have not been so bad. Here, I guess we're wearing a bit of bug spray, but we're good. Okay, let me flip this around so you guys can see the colors. This is what we miss from living in the city. I only see about a dozen sunsets a year, which is kind of sad. Yeah, shoot the light out. That was actually recommended. I think you would need an air rifle, but you'd also need the neighbor's permission. Yeah, we are at Stargaze, Nova Scotia. So Stargaze, this is Big Lake. There's the big part of Big Lake. You can see it goes way in the distance there. And then Stargaze, Nova Scotia is, well, that's technically a lot between us and Stargaze, Nova Scotia, but it's basically that land there. So we definitely need to put a dock in. We just keep the canoe in the woods and pull it out. But the development agreement we have with the city has permission to build a pretty big dock because we put everything we might possibly want for the next 50 years in the development agreement. Not that we'll build it all, but there's permission to put a little cafe or a store in. So, we can sell stargazing guidebooks and t-shirts or stuff like that. And then we attached a dock and a deck onto that. And so that deck and dock will come out about at the edge somewhere over there. And so that'll be really, really neat. So I think what else is new? Got our summer student who is in charge of doing all our light pollution stuff with RASC and getting a Stark Sky certified. Our next step is we need to take sky brightness measurements during the new moon. And so it'd be nice to have that light gone before we do that. But he's also redid our website. And so if you go to learntostargaze.com, we've got lots of new stuff on there. He wrote an article to go along with our Women with Impact moon map, which is our moon map, which has all the craters named after women that you can see with a backyard telescope. I think there's 14 of them. 28 lunar craters in total named after women, but half of them are on the far side. So can't see them with a backyard telescope. That's a pretty big rock. Want to go over there to those rocks, Isaac? Yeah. Yeah. So you see a lot of glacial striation in Nova Scotia where the granite has been dragged across itself during the Ice Age. And so you see a lot of these really interesting patterns on the rocks. And then you tend to have like giant rocks just at the top of hills and stuff just sitting there. And that's apparently where the rocks were carried along by the glacier and it just dropped them. And so there's some really good ones at Stargaze, Nova Scotia that just sort of sit on top of the hill for seemingly no reason. Yeah, see if you can thread that needle there, Isaac. See if you can go between those rocks right there. I try to help and paddle, but he's doing such a great job. And I would definitely drop the phone. Look at that, we're still. It's so easy when there's no wind. Yeah, Dave, I was thinking about making a giant billboard that just said, preserve the night or something. And then the billboard would be illuminated by his light. And it would also serve the purpose of blocking it. So we just need a, 70-foot wide billboard, maybe 70 feet wide, 40 feet tall. It just says, save the night. And we wouldn't need to light it. Okay, I'm going to use a paddle here. Just make sure we don't hit that rock. It's not a fiberglass canoe. It's a plastic canoe from Facebook Marketplace. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Got some moss on the rock. Excellent canoeing, Isaac. Yeah, and this cove up here is, the cove up here is sort of like an axe head. So you can go in and then that way or in and then this way. And it's kind of neat. Like you can see, I don't see any here, but you can often see where the animals have carved out a trail, a game trail, where they come down to drink. And so here we've got bear and deer, not big bears, black bears, and then coyotes. Oh, you can see someone is having a fire over here. If you want to be our neighbors, this log cabin in the distance. I don't know if I can pinch and zoom. Ooh, we can. This log cabin is for sale. It comes with a dock. Now in US dollars, it would be about $450,000. It's not bad. Maybe I just sold it for them. Someone on this, one of our viewers here. Go and pick up that cabin there. It'd be a great place. It is an awfully quiet lake. We can see a yurt. There's a yurt in the woods there. Some sort. So the sunset is technically at 8:50. I don't have a watch on. What time is it, Isaac? You're a Canadian.
8:42.
8:42, so the sun is still technically above the horizon. You see any high points? Sometimes you can see it illuminating the top of the hill, but we are completely in shadow here. Yep, this is Halifax Regional Municipality, Nova Scotia. Technically, we are still in a city. Okay, Michael P. is in Florida. Oh yeah, we don't. So Isaac, we've been to the left, but we haven't been in this cove and to the right. Do you want to go in there and explore it?
Okay.
Isaac is very agreeable. Most Canadian stream ever. Oh yeah, talk about Canadian stream. There are 2 beaver dams here. We just passed one. I should have pointed it out. It's down. There's like a river thing down there, and then right where we launched the canoe, there's a beaver dam. And apparently, so hardwood trees, deciduous trees are pretty rare here, as you can see. I'll have to switch sides there, Isaac. Good job. And so one of our neighbors who owns a property over here was saying they were protecting their tree, and the beaver that lives on our property went and started eating it. So they're very unimpressed with our beaver. We've got a naughty beaver eating their one maple tree. And I think we only have 1 or 2 really big maple trees on our whole property. Stargaze, Nova Scotia is 26 acres. And a lot of it is protected because it is wetland. Oh, look, as it's cooling, I see some sea smoke over here. Do you see that, Isaac? Look at the steam rising off the lake. Yeah, let's go over there and let's see if we can sail the canoe into that sea smoke.
I've never seen that before.
What, Valleyfield, what province is that in? So we've got some steam rising off the water. It's interesting. So there's the left cove over here, a left part of the sort of axe head, that's the cove, and then here's the right. Got a fallen tree here. Quebec. Ah, Quebec is huge. Can't get over how big Quebec is. Yep. Well, my French is terrible, but Isaac, can you say some stuff in French? What are we doing in French? Can you say that?
Je ne sais pas le mot pour cette chose en français, mais je sais qu'on est sur un lac.
And how do you say we're about to hit that rock if you don't canoe, if you don't paddle?
On va
On va frapper le roche. Oui. My- Isaac is way better at French than I am. Uh-oh, we're sort of threading the needle here again with some little rocks. All right, see if you can paddle on the right there, and let's get over to this sea smoke. Definitely can't see it on camera there. Look, there's this steam rising out of those. Oh, we're bottoming out. We got some steam rising out of the cattails over there. Yeah, Isaac has been in French immersion for 5 years. Although obviously we're English. But Isaac, do you read better in French or English? English, even though he's you've never been formally schooled in English reading. Well, this year you started English reading, right? Yeah. Yeah, this is crazy. That looks like there's not that many trees coming out of there straight ahead. So I wonder if that's some sort of bog. This is fun. Thanks for joining for the 10 people, or it seems like people are jumping on and off here. It's kind of an adventure. I know pretty confident that not many humans have just explored this lake to this level of detail, at least not in a while. There's been no, we've been coming out here quite a bit, and there's been no evidence of people sort of at this side of the lake. And our sunset is losing its color here. But this is, it can be windy during the day here, but usually at night, I guess the sea breeze, the land breeze cancels out. And this is pretty much what it's like. Yeah, let's go right into that fog there, bud. Making Isaac do all the work. So I thought this was so interesting because I've never seen this. I don't know if you can see it on the video, but there's this just like smoke coming off these weeds. Oh, someone said they're getting Skywatcher Virtuoso. Watch out for the alligators. That's where we used to live. I actually had the same canoe. Oh, he said, are there any carnivorous plants? There are. And they look a lot different than Venus flytraps.
They're like tiny cups, but like it has tiny things on it, so that when a fly lands on it because of the smell, then they can't stick to it, so they fly into the water, and that sucks the nutrients out of it.
Yeah, if we were over closer, we might be able to see some of them. They're really cool. They're all around. Oh, dude, you hear that? Okay, let's. There's something over. There's a big animal over there. Can you push back? Oh, geez, you hear that? That's freaky. You could hear like an animal rustling in the bushes over there. Did you hear it? Oh, that was trippy because it's so quiet here. It's like right in that direction. Oh, that was loud.
That's why.
That's a big frog. Oh, I wonder if they're mating. So you've got the bullfrog over here, and then one over here, making that sound. It's not very deep here. Oh, it's definitely yucky in the bottom. Yeah, when we poke the bottom and all the mud comes up. The paddle is sinking maybe eight inches in there. Death caught on video. Yeah, it was scary. I'm wondering if it was, you never know. It could have just been a bird that we scared and he was like fluttering through.
Or it could have just been a moose.
That's what Dave Chapman just said. I don't think there's that many moose over here in the Chebucto Peninsula. Plus, moose are pretty tall, and that looks like... Oh! That frog sounded like it was right behind my head. Okay, let's get out of here. This is a little... Oh. Oh! I just squished a dragonfly off my head. Look at that. I thought it was a mosquito. Sorry, buddy. I'll feed you to the fish. Big alligator. I don't think the alligators would survive when this is just a frozen lake. You can walk on this. I actually thought it would be interesting, and I don't think you're allowed, as of this year, to walk on the lakes here in the Halifax Regional Municipality. But the year before, the lake was almost transparent, or it was transparent when it froze. Isaac, you can paddle. Let's slowly head back here. We've had lots of people join in. We've been on for 30 minutes here. And, oh. Reading the comment. The most scary thought I ever had is that the two Voyager probes crashed on gas giant planets that has no life on it, and humans went extinct before that. Humans will forever be forgotten. Yeah, that's the sort of thing you can think about when you're having nights like this and stargazing. And I always wonder if, humans were to evolve and it's something else in millions of years from now, if they would look back and see the species today as intelligent at all. It's hard to know. Or if aliens came to Earth, if they might even have trouble trying to figure out who the intelligent species is on this planet, because they might be so different from us, like the whales from Star Trek 4, or maybe they're a colony of insects, or from they're a water species, like that Children of Rune book. Children of Rune is a great book. That was a lot of fun, where you had a species of octopi in their water ships at war with each other. All right, so we're pointed directly at Stargaze, Nova Scotia. So here's Big Lake Lodge, and then this is Stargaze, Nova Scotia here. We've got about 1,000 feet of lakefront.
Do you want me to go to the beaver dam?
Yeah, we can go to the beaver dam. You want to go to there's a beaver dam down here, and then there's the beaver dam by our place. Depending on how much energy you got, we can go to either beaver dam. This one's kind of neat because this sort of turns into a river, and depending on the water level, there are waterfalls down there somewhere, but I don't think we can get there because of all the lily pads and stuff at this time of the year just get way too thick. So
I only know the first beaver dam.
yeah, the other beaver dam is down in the river, bud.
Okay.
Or have I only been there with your brother? So our sunset is almost, oh, the colors are back. Maybe we were just too close to see them. We were too close to that tree line there a minute ago. But Isaac's getting his workout. I was at the gym today, so I'm good on my workout. Kids, they got energy, especially my 3 boys. So if I point it at myself, I don't get the sunset here. There we go. There's your sunset. How's that? Out of 10. Except for my ugly mug. It wants to focus on me or focus on that. If I tap the screen, will it focus on the sky? Here. Oh, someone says, thanks to your book, a younger me decided not to give up interest in the stars, and I'm working on observing programs from the Astronomical League. That's wonderful. Oh, fantastic. Cat God says it's a 9 out of 10 sunset. Yeah, I thought if the clouds, if there was more haze, you would definitely have a lot more color there. Yeah, if we tilt this way, the camera's focusing on me, and I don't want it to. There we go. Yeah. Hey, Chuck the Canuck from Cape Breton. I haven't been to Cape Breton in about 2 years. Miss Cape Breton.
No, you've been for the eclipse.
That was New Brunswick.
Oh.
Yeah, here, if I use the main camera, I'll try not to flip over here. There we go. There's your sunset. Yeah, I'm in this weather. And one of the viewers here is in a lightning storm. Again, here's our cell phone tower that I've been using to align my telescopes on. You can see it flashing there. Isaac's going to take us over to the beaver dam. Now I don't think this is the beaver that's been eating our neighbor's tree that they were concerned about. I'm pretty sure beavers are protected here, so there's nothing we can do about it. And they're pretty... The way the beaver culture is here apparently is that you typically only have one beaver per lake. And they protect... That's their lake. Now there's definitely hundreds of lakes here, because this is Nova Scotia. So you can have hundreds of beavers. But Isaac is pretty good at this canoe thing. He's gotten good pretty fast. Isaac's been getting good at a lot of things pretty fast. He's picked up guitar about 4 weeks ago, and he's already playing rock and roll. He's got his power chords down. We need to learn the acoustic chords, though. He's been playing electric. Soon we'll be playing my guitars. The new government park in the Yucatan. Yeah, they really should. My friend Ewan goes down to Mexico all the time and does shark photography. Ewan Ranikin, that guy is worth a follow on Instagram. His adventures are just out of this world. We're actually getting a slight breeze. You can see that in the water, we lost our perfect reflection. Someone says, I gotta tap the screen to get those comments to come up. There we go. Detoxic. You learn you have helped me out a lot. That's fantastic. Glad to help. We've got some more books. If you guys notice, 110 Things to See with a Telescope is off the market right now. So Sourcebooks bought the rights to it, and the hope was that we could get it into Costco, because I felt like everyone who knows me and wants the book already has the book, and I thought it would be important to try and get it into stores. And so we sold the rights to Sourcebooks, and they had me take it off the market, and my requirement was that they do a spiral bound, because I really liked Night Watch and Spiral Bound and some of those classics. I think I have Turn Left at Orion and Spiral, and so now we're going to get 110 Things to See with a Telescope in Spiral Bound as well, and so that should come out in October 1st. And I told them they could only have 110 Things to See with a Telescope if they took the book we did, Learn to Stargaze, just the book. And so they took that and they renamed it A Kid's Guide to the Night Sky. And it was interesting because they didn't, they bought the rights to the book, and they didn't even need their design team at all. They changed about 4 words for just in sentences to make them sound better. But from the original book that I think Dave Chapman helped edit that one, a few other folks. Dave's on the line here. And they rebranded it, A Kid's Guide to the Night Sky, put in a new title, but they kept the interior the same. And I think they even kept the little checkbox, the observing checkboxes at the bottom of the page, because I had wanted people to track their progress towards their observing certificates with that book as well. And I believe they kept the instructions on how to earn Rask's Explore the Universe certificate. Now, you would want to do a little bit more documentation for that, but at least you have a checklist to see like when you've seen a star, when you've seen a constellation. And so they were able to, they kept that at the bottom of every page in that book. So I'm really happy about that. And then earlier this week, we actually submitted 50 Things to See with Binoculars to the publisher. Dave had a look at that. Now, Dave hasn't seen that one for maybe 6 months now, after he did his edit. But what we did is we actually hired Peter Kovac from CBC. He does all the animations for CBC, and he redid all the star maps the entire book. And so source books helped fund that because I always wanted better star maps in my books. And so we had all the star maps professionally redone for 50 things to see with binoculars, which I don't even think has been announced yet, because the marketing is not going to be done by me at all. This is all source books, because I had mentioned that I was thinking of doing this book a couple years ago, and they were like, yes, please make that book. There's nothing on the market like that. And I'm like, but what about Gary Saronic's book? And they're like, your books are way more personable. I'm like, well, I use Gary Saronic's book. That's how I got into binocular stargazing. And they're like, well, we want it done John Reed style. I'm like, all right. And so I don't know if they'll keep the name. So we called it 50 Things to See with Binoculars in Space. But here's the thing. There are hundreds of targets in the book. And so one thing was like the double stars of the summer sky, for example, or the double stars of the autumn sky. And so right there's like 10 targets. Or we had, one page or one item would be like the fall asterisms. And so you have like the question mark asterism and the golf putter asterism and whatnot. And so, yeah. So someone, or let me bring this up, a Discord channel. Oh, yeah, Discord channel. I'm a member of so many Discords. For example, Astro Biscuits and stuff, and they're so helpful. I would just send people there, and if you could tag me on those, then I could leverage their sites. I really haven't figured out Discord. It's a really good idea though. I just need to focus on building this observatory and spending my time, on this rebuild, and hopefully we'll be able to drop the first video. We've already filmed it. We filmed the first video in the restoration of the Abbey Ridge Observatory series. We're trying to find a sponsor for the video because it's been ghastly expensive to start this project and get the permits for it. There's the rest of the sunset there. All right, I think we're about 50 feet here from the beaver dam. Doing great, Isaac. It's actually kind of scary in here. We're like in the kill zone. Jeez. You can see the almost earth shadow up here. Oh, and the storm stopped. Tepezi's vlog, big fan, thank you. This is let me know if you like this style video, this slow and just hanging out and talking. I know Isaac's probably like not it's like this is sort of father and son time, except we're sharing it with a dozen other people. Is that kind of cool, Isaac?
Yeah.
We're sharing it to the world. It's interesting because people are logging on and logging off. And so there could have been hundreds of people tuning in over this time. Okay, we're just coming up on the beaver dam. Maybe I can lend a hand here. Can't be that deep. It's deeper than my paddle. There we go. Look at this, I'm helping. Single-handed rowing here from the back of the canoe. If we fall, it's a long way back to the camper. Well, fortunately, yeah, it's gonna get pretty dark soon. Unfortunately, we can just sort of book it back. We're only about 1,200 feet from where we launched the canoe from, so we're pretty quick to get back. Dave, can you look up when the moonrise is? Because once we get back out to the lake, it should be on the horizon there. You can hear some frogs going.
And if you go a bit forward, then on the right side
Yeah, here it is. Let's try not to drop my phone. I'm still paddling with single handle. Here it is. Here's the second beaver dam. right there. Isn't that cool? It goes pretty far back. Just go another few feet. I don't know if there's a rock under the water or something. Yeah. I know, Astro Biscuit has never, I don't think he's ever responded to any of my comments or anything. But I'd love to get Trevor from Astro Backyard here. He seemed interested because remember we did the eclipse together. Oh, got a mosquito on my head. Single-handedly trying to pivot the canoe here. You got it? Okay, bud. Isaac, you're doing awesome. Yeah, because I think when we're back out here, look at the color there. What's wild is that the iPhone, I wish you could see like what's coming out of my eyes, like what I'm seeing from my eyes because I'm seeing the phone. And the phone is perfectly matching the color of the sky. It just has the colors right on. Oop. In the comments, Cat God in the comments says that he saw the comet during the eclipse. That's pretty impressive. I need to clean my phone screen here. Okay, this is gonna be a bit awkward. I'm gonna clean my phone on my shirt because I can see I smudged the mirror. I smudged the glass. There we go. Down to eight followers here as we leave the river, or eight viewers. Okay, moon should be rising there now, and Venus in the sunset direction. Well, the thing about the sunset direction right now is there's the clouds over there. So I'll be curious, Dave, do you know how high it is above the horizon? Give us some nice strong paddles there, Isaac. Good job. Yeah, so if we get out into the middle of the lake and looking back towards Stargaze, Nova Scotia. Oh, there's something in the water over there. It's a duck. Oh, it dove. Did you see that, Isaac? Okay, it'll probably come up in a second. Let's see the wake. I don't know. I have not seen any fish here. And with all these bugs in the water, you can see the bugs. You would think it'd be just heaven for fish, but I think there's not a lot of streams that pour into the lake here. But yeah, you can see that straight ahead, Isaac. There's like an animal. Below the surface. Wow, there's some big dragonflies here. Yeah. Oh, maybe.
But those ones I think are new hatchlings that still have like back legs the extra back legs sticking out for when they actually stand on the ground instead of strong. And then they need the front couple of legs to hang their eggs.
So if I put the phone near my face, there's that. Well, there would be 10 degrees, so 6 degrees would be like that. So Venus would be over there in the soup. So I never saw that duck or whatever it was come up. We did see a buck in downtown Halifax yesterday morning. Got some good photos of that while I was walking the dog. I see quite a bit more sea smoke here rising. You can see, wow, there's so many these big flies. Look at this. They're not bothering us though. They're just hanging out. Okay, we're back up to 15 viewers here. So
I think those dragonflies are just curious of what is this.
they're just curious. We're so far in the wilderness that the dragonflies. Oh, we can play our game. Okay, be quiet for a second. We're gonna do my game and see if we can hear my echo from a snap. Oh yeah. Can you hear that on YouTube? It's bouncing off. I hear the echo I hear from that direction. So I like to experiment. How quietly can I snap and still hear the echo?
That worked.
Echo. I think we need to go further this way because there's a rock wall right there that we can really hear the echo on. But let's go towards the sunset a bit before we go around the edge, and then we should see the moon rising once we get around the corner. And maybe we might get a little bit of Venus. We might get to see Venus ever so briefly there, because we do have a low horizon over here. But I'm guessing Venus is about right there. Oh no, we lost. Did we lose audio? What did I do? Dave can't hear. Can you hear me? Nope. My mic is on. What are these other buttons? No way, we've got flashlight. Look at these options. Oh, cool. Oop. We've got our special effects, dance party. Okay. Dream. This is my first time doing, I think, oop, I don't want to cancel. I just want to get out of this menu. All right, there we go. What's this button do? Highlight save to channel as unlisted. Okay. Oh, there's the sort of the high point in the land. It doesn't look as big on video, but it's almost 70 feet up. Okay, keep going. So yeah, we can probably start making that turn there, Isaac.
Okay.
Oh, we could. Oh, Dave couldn't hear the echo. Got it. Here, we'll try it here, because there's that rock wall there. No, I can't hear the echo right now.
I could.
You could hear that?
Oh, I can't hear you.
Oh, pfft. Like the pair of dragonflies just landed on my arm. I almost dropped the phone.
Dragonflies, could you please? Oh, we'll just attract the mosquitoes, and the dragonflies are trying to.
Yeah. Okay.
That would make total sense for the mosquitoes. So I think we're attracting mosquitoes, and the mosquitoes are attracting them.
Isaac, you're doing so well there. So take it all bets when we get around this corner. So that is east. Will we see the full moon? Taking all bets. This is we call this Isaac's Island. So that's an island, and there's actually there's a beach on there. There's a beach on this island that's about 2 feet wide, right in that corner, and then that's a peninsula of rock. And Isaac likes to stop there and hang out. Okay, so as we go this way, we're going back toward the road, back toward the highway.
And the second beaver down.
Cat God asks is it okay if you add me to Discord? You can try. I'm really not good at Discord. I'm not proficient in using it or getting messages. But yeah. Okay. That's pretty much the whole horizon to the west, and I do not see Venus.
That's live red and
Yeah, look at that. There you go, folks. That is a sunset. Hopefully this is coming through in high definition for everyone. Still no moon, Dave. Where is it? Must be just on the horizon. Southeast. Okay, so that is east. So southeast is there where it gets a little higher. Isaac, can you try to go to the other side of the lake? So paddle on your right. Unfortunately, I won't be able to continue the stream as we dock the canoe. There's too much to do. We have to, where we dock the canoe, it's really thick in lily pads, and it takes both of our efforts to sort of push the canoe through the gunk. So I will not be able to film that. But
figure out a way to attach it to your life jacket.
I don't think I'd trust attaching it to my Walmart life jacket. Look at this. Isaac has the nice life jacket. This is my $9 Walmart special here. I don't know why we got these ones, but we've got nicer ones. I just don't know where they are. Oh, there's a mosquito sucking my finger. Okay, there we go. All right, there is southeast. But if I put my fist out at arm's length, so there's 10 degrees right there. That's 610. So it must be still pretty low. My hand is falling asleep and holding the phone up for almost an hour. You can see the sky. It'll be a pretty good night. I mean, it's hazy, but be a good night for stargazing. Yeah, Dave's making a good point. The summer full moons don't get as high in the sky because we're tilted toward the sun, and the sun is over there. So and the moon is opposite the sun, so we're sort of tilted up and away from the moon, putting the moon low on our horizon. Yeah, thanks for the positive feedback there on the stream. It's tough to stream stargazing because the camera doesn't pick it up very much. I used to stream the moon, and that was really popular, but it's not super exciting for me. And so I would tend to focus on other things. I've tried to do electronically assisted observing while streaming with mixed success. So I tried streaming last week, or actually earlier this week for Amazon Prime Day, and I ended up just deleting it because I had so many technical issues with the stream. This is pretty simple. You just hold the phone up and go. But like if I'm trying to screen share, share desktop, read the comments at the same time, it's a lot. It's a lot of work. So yeah, so the moon must be super low over there as we head east here. I try not to tip.
Just don't lean to the side or stand up and it won't.
Just don't stand up. Yeah, this is it's like riding a bike. These plastic canoes aren't as stable as the wooden ones. My dad was going to donate us a wooden cedarwood canoe that they make in New Brunswick that he's had for a while, but we don't have an indoor place to store it. I literally just hide this canoe in the woods over there. So if you want to come to Stargaze, Nova Scotia and go for a canoe ride, that's where it is. Just put it back where you found it. But yeah, so we're coming back to civilization here. There's only 2 properties on this whole side of the lake with structures on them right now. And it's this house, which is a guy named Kevin and his wife. And then Big Lake Lodge, which is owned by a family who doesn't live in the country, and their kids live there right now. And they have a little girl. And so you can see all their sort of pool toys out in the water. And these guys are big. They're paddle boarders. They've got their paddle boards there. Well, this has been great. Lots of engagement from all the Learn to Stargaze viewers. It's getting dark here. There's the end of the sunset.
I'm getting a bit windy.
Yeah, the wind has picked up. Look at this. It's just storming out here. Blowing away.
A storm without clouds.
A storm without clouds. There's still a mosquito by my ear, so it can't be that windy. Yeah. And it's storming mosquitoes. It's definitely been windier when we're out here in the canoe, but at night, when the sea breeze and the land breeze cancel out, someone says, "Are there any stars up yet?" So the first star I generally look for is Vega, and there it is. Let's see if you can see it here. It is right. The phone's resolution is probably not enough. I'm pointing right at it. See it? Probably not. It's right here. Yeah. I don't think the phone is that sensitive, but I can see it.
There's one star out.
You got 1 star. Yeah. Summer triangle shows up pretty quick, and then Antares in the south. Coming up on the second beaver dam here.
There's no haze up there.
Yeah, it's because it was 28 Celsius today. So we gotta go cook some marshmallows. You're only allowed to have fires after 7, so we had to wait a little bit. We got in the canoe around then. Yeah. So when we get back, start the campfire. And ooh, it's interesting. Oh, look, there's the moon. You can see the I was like, why is there a bit of sunset over there? That is moonrise. Moon is rising right there. It's not. Yeah. But I don't think we're going to catch that on camera. Not that the moon looks great on iPhone anyway, because it really doesn't. Its aperture is just way too small. Anyway, I need to help steer the canoe into shore here. So we'll say goodbye to everyone. Hope you guys have a pleasant evening and enjoy this hour-long canoe ride with Isaac at the helm. All right. Take care, everyone. The future is looking up.